Plain and simple, you want to grow your revenue. I get it. Let's cut to the chase and I'll tell you the key to growing your bottom line today. The key to having a revenue model that 2x's your sales or more is to begin with the end in mind and work backward from the end result. I'm going to say that again. If you want to truly 2x your revenue this year, you have to begin with what that number looks like, what that number is. So let's use simple math. Let's say you're at 10,000 a month consistently and you want to be at 20,000 a month. That would be your 2x, right? And let me say this first. I know there's a lot of people who talk about, 4xing or 10xing your revenue, and that's awesome. Like if that's where you want to go first, start there. But for most people, just imagining a double is a big deal. So we can start with the double, and that's what a lot of our clients do. They double first, and then we can quickly move them to a 4x or a 10x or whatever that number is. So let's look at your 2x, right? Let's say you're at 10,000 a month and you want to be at 20,000. That's a very specific goal. And unfortunately, when I work with entrepreneurs, what I find is that number one, they don't like the numbers. I get it. Number two, they've never created a revenue plan before or projected their revenue out. Number three, they just feel really stuck around the numbers. Like it just feels really uncomfortable. One of the things that helped me a lot was being in the corporate world for a while. I started out as a sales executive for an IT training and consulting company when I was 22 years old. And it was a phenomenal experience because number one, I learned how to sell. And number two, I also learned how to revenue model because I was promoted so quickly from salesperson to regional manager to executive vice president to president of the company by the time I was 27. And one of the gifts was learning how to revenue model $1 million office. Here's what's really interesting when I look back is that when I took on a new office, when I was 23 years old, I was promoted to take on the Colorado Springs branch. And that branch had just been open. It was brand new. The goal that my managers gave me was to grow $1 million office. Now, here's what's interesting about that. I didn't know that I should be intimidated or be afraid of growing $1 million office. In fact, it was $1 million office was considered small, and most of the offices were at about $300,000 a month, not $83,333 a month, which is what $1 million office is at, right? And so my mindset was that, $1 million office is nothing compared to what these other offices. So just think about that for a second, because often when you're working on getting your business to the next level, you're looking at it from where you are today. And it can seem intimidating to even 2x your sales. But in this moment, if you took on the belief that a 7-figure business was small or very achievable, you would look at your 2x right now very differently, which is what I do because I have that mindset. I went from growing $1 million office to running a $20 million company. So that really shifted, how I saw the numbers and what I saw as big or challenging or something really difficult to create. So I'm sharing this with you. You might be saying, well, Ursula, I didn't do that. That's okay. What I'm doing is giving you a belief, right? I'm sharing a belief with you that it might be easier than you think to 2x your revenue. It might be easier to 10x your revenue than you've been thinking, because right now you're operating from what you know. When you create a revenue plan to double your sales, to double your revenue, you look at the numbers in a completely new light because you're working backwards from the end result. When you work backward from the end result, immediately your subconscious mind starts to find the solution. See, the thing is, your subconscious mind doesn't want there to be gaps, right? Your subconscious mind is always filling things in. It's one of the gifts of our mind, because if it wasn't always filling things in, we would just be confused most of the time, right? So you don't have to consciously think every time when you wake up in the morning, what do I do first? It's like, you already know, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to brush my teeth, whatever. You already have that routine. Your brain remembers that. So when you step into the future and you say, oh, this is what my 2x business would look like, and you start to work backwards from that, again, your subconscious mind immediately starts to fill in the gaps with ideas and ways to get there. In the world of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, we call this future pacing. It's one of the most powerful things we do with our clients because we have them step into the future version of their business and the future version of themselves. So I'm going to do this with you right now because it's really powerful, and I want you to see what can happen when your subconscious mind is working for you rather than against you. So as long as you aren't driving, go ahead and just close your eyes gently for a moment. And I want you to think about your 2x goal right now, that new monthly revenue goal. And then I want you to imagine that you've taken that goal and you've been able to achieve it every month for 12 months. What's that total? So let's say at 10,000 a month, you're doing about 120 a year. At 20,000, you're doing just a little under of a quarter of a million, so just under 250,000 a year. So step into that for a moment. Imagine it's, with your eyes closed again, imagine it's December 31st of the following year, and you've just had the most incredible 12 months you could ever imagine. In that moment, standing in that moment of celebration, imagine you're with friends or family or whoever you'd be celebrating with. Notice the colors around you, the sounds that you hear, and even more importantly, notice what it feels like in your core, in your gut. What does it feel like to achieve this goal? And whatever you're feeling, I want you to multiply that by 100 and make it reach way out into the world. And now in your mind, I want you to imagine there's a timeline that goes all the way back to when you first listened to this video. And on that timeline, all the way back to when you first listened, I want you to just notice, what are the first 2 steps that you took that were way outside your comfort zone that helped you 2x your sales? And just notice that. Let your subconscious mind fill that in for a moment. Because what you just did, and you can go ahead and open your eyes, what you just did is you stepped into this future, this new future that you created in your mind first. And your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference of what you're imagining or what is. So again, when you do that, when you step into the future version of you, that first future version of your company, you can quickly work backwards and let your subconscious mind do the work. That's one major key, right, to revenue growth, is looking at what that 2x would be like, stepping into the future and then working backwards from that. From there, once you have that goal set, you can start to think about marketing, because that's what most people ask me. They're like, Ursula, this is great, but how am I going to get there? How am I going to market? And we recommend that our clients have 3 ways to market at all times. This seems like an obvious thing. Of course, I need to be marketing. But what most people miss is one word: consistent. You need 3 ways that you can be marketing consistently at all times. You need time to be able to test the marketing to see what's working. And I also recommend that you do marketing that you actually enjoy, or you hire it out to someone else who really enjoys doing that kind of marketing and can help you with that. When I see people struggling in business, it's usually because they haven't mastered the marketing that works for their business. They're usually doing what someone else has told them to do. They're usually doing what someone else in their industry is doing, but it's not working. So I just want to encourage you to find 3 ways to market consistently that really resonate with you. And then test it. It's going to take a good 4 to 6 months to figure it out. In the meantime, remember, we can make phone calls. You can reach out to people. You can make direct reach outs to bring clients, customers, patients into your business. Another key to revenue growth is to hire the team today for the business you want tomorrow. So when you think about this 2x that you've created, who do you need to hire today, knowing what's coming? Who do you need to have ready to go so that you can truly scale your business? One of our clients is in the world of virtual assistants, and she's just done an incredible job of hiring the next virtual assistant and then bringing the next clients on. Like, she's just got that system just nailed down right now because she can't grow without great people on her team. And so be looking ahead and just notice on that revenue model where throughout the year you'll need to hire so you can be prepared to do that. And finally, one of the keys to business success is to have a coach or a mentor to support you through the tough times. You need someone that you can call on who's going to encourage you, who's going to continue to hold the belief that what you're creating is possible and it's on the way. I also recommend having a quitting coach. This might sound kind of funny. My book coach, book editor, Amanda, who's a dear friend of mine, is my quitting coach and I'm her quitting coach. And on days when we've just had enough, because we all have those days, right? On days when I just think I can't take another step forward. So I call Amanda and I tell her, look, it's time to open up the coffee shop, because in our dream, in our world, we're both baristas in this really cool coffee shop where we just get to hang out with people, make great coffee, have great conversations. But inevitably, we find that our coffee shop happens to have a conference room. And pretty soon we're both doing workshops again and running our company. So while we get to quit for a little bit, we're back at it. The great part though, that I want you to take from this is just having someone that you can talk to when times get tough. So today we talked about how to grow your business and grow your revenue. We talked about the keys to help you do that. And it begins with having a revenue model that allows you to 2x your sales or more. We also dove into the importance of beginning with the end in mind and working backwards from there. Plus, we talked about having a solid marketing plan that includes 3 ways that you can market at all times consistently, as well as the importance of hiring a team today for the business that you want tomorrow. And finally, I suggested that you have a quitting coach, someone you could talk to when times get tough and you're not sure how to move forward. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking for more, stick with me, because next up, we're going to talk about how to develop a growth mindset in business. And also remember, your 2x is waiting for you too.